As the U.S. presidential campaigns continue, Africans are wondering what the next White House occupant will have in store for the continent. Here's Africa 54's Esther Githui-Ewart.
It is a question many Africans have been pondering for months now. The Africa American Institute in Washington, D.C. recently organized a panel discussion with representatives of all 5 U.S. presidential candidates. Wala Blegay is a Liberian American, an advisor to Senator Bernie Sanders. She spoke about his view on conflict intervention.
He does not believe that the United States should be the policeman of the world, taking over governments, removing leaders. He does believe that any war should be the last resort.
With so many controversial statements during his campaigns, many Africans in the diaspora who attended the discussion at the U.S. Congress were eager to know how a Donald Trump presidency would engage with Africa. His representative, Jeffrey Gordon, is a U.S. foreign policy advisor and a national security expert.
Certainly he wants strong ties with Africa. He wants strong economic development between the United States and Africa. So economic development and strong business ties would be something to look forward to for a Trump White House.
Former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was represented by Michelle Gavin, Managing Director, Africa Center. She says Clinton is focused on solving global problems through global coalitions.
Secretary Clinton recognizes that doing the work of broadening and deepening our relationships with African governments, with civil society, and with the private sector is critically important.
A former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Herman Cohen, represented Governor John Kasich, saying he wants private sector investment to boost Africa's economy.
The future of Africa for their economic development must be based on private sector investment, mainly from Africans themselves. This is the highest priority as far as Kasich is concerned.
A look at what a Ted Cruz presidency for Africa would mean if he wins the November election revealed that he wants a strong economic system, but is wary of corruption. Michael Ledeen of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies is an advisor for the Cruz campaign.
You look at American businessmen and talk to them about doing business in large parts of Africa, and they get very nervous. In order to do business, they have to enter into corrupt practices, which jeopardize them individually and institutionally. And because the world is very big and wide open right now, and there's lots of places to do business.
As President Barack Obama nears the end of his presidency, many Africans say they are nostalgic, not because of what he has done for the continent, but because they see him as their own son.
Countries, regions, continents grow faster with younger populations.
His popularity among the youth of Africa is sky high. To some, his historic win as the first African-American president to occupy the White House has been somewhat magical. Africans are hoping the next president will continue to have strong ties with the continent. Esther Githui-Ewart, VOA News, Washington.